Hi, I'm Kelly from Hello True Nature, and I support women through their life cycles through the power of yoga, meditation, breath work, cycle awareness, and embodiment practices. Today, I'm going to be talking about the ways in which that we resist rest in our lives, the way in which we neglect our parasympathetic nervous system by overriding our need for rest and by constantly doing and achieving and being super productive. I don't know about you, but I am a recovering overachiever. I spent my entire life valuing what I achieved in the world, what I created, how much I could be productive, what I could do, as opposed to the power of just being, the power of rest. And I viewed rest as lazy. It could have been my background as a competitive swimmer for a decade, or it could just be something inherently within me, but I know I'm not the only one. So if you are a recovering overachiever or are just becoming to notice the ways in which that you deny yourself the much needed rest that you need, then this one is for you. So the ways in which that we start to notice in our body if we are resisting rest is that you might start to get some heart palpitations if you actually start to lay down or rest or not be moving at your 1,000,000 miles an hour speed that you're used to moving at. You might start to notice that your heart's palpitating. You might notice that you're getting some looping thoughts around, am I being lazy, but I have so much to do, but what if I just clean the house, but I can't just sit here, this is wasting time, these looping thoughts. You might notice that you're getting that as well. And you might notice you just can't sit still, like you lay down and then you immediately start fidgeting, or you get on your phone and start scrolling. Can you just be? And when you do just allow yourself to rest, what's happening within your body at that time? So one of the ways in which that we resist rest as recovering overachievers is that we fill up every single second of our day. Every single bit of free time that we have, we fill it up, whether it's with cleaning the house, finishing work, doing something for the kids, taking the dogs for a walk. Even if it's like self-care, we schedule in a bath, we schedule in reading. And we mistake our availability for our capacity. We mistake this block of free time as something that we can fill it up with things to do. Another way in which we resist rest is by listening to that inner dialogue that's happening when we lay down to take a nap, if we're feeling a little tired. What is that inner dialogue happening between the conversation within yourself? Are you calling yourself lazy? Are you feeling guilty? What's going on within your mind that is making you feel like you can't just relax for a little bit? The third way in which this shows up is when our resting is still doing, when our resting is reading a book, when our resting is going for a walk, when our resting is just organizing up the house, because that will make my head feel clear when I have everything organized. It's still a way in which we're procrastinating true rest, true restorative rest. And then for all of my overachieving travelers out there, do you notice when you go on vacation, you want to make the most of every single second that you have? You want to see the tours, you want to go to the attractions, you want to go to all the restaurants that's on TripAdvisor, that's in the Lonely Planet book, or whatever the 2021 version of a Lonely Planet book is these days. But do you notice that you have to make the most of every single second, and you can't just relax on the beach? You can't just lay by the pool or have a sleep in. That could be a way in which this is showing up in your life as an overachiever, as someone who's resisting true rest. And as I'm sure you know, life is full of ebbs and flows. There's expansion and there's contraction. So of course there's the do, but then there also has to be the be, the rest, the and if we don't allow ourselves to have this natural period of coming down, of contraction, we can't just keep expanding out. It's a law of nature. We have to allow ourselves to come back home to ourselves, recharge the batteries in whichever way that looks for you, so that you can come back out into the world with more zest, with more life, with more passion. So the first way in which we can start to train our nervous system to slow down is 1, start to move slower. I know it sounds crazy and it sounds super simple, but we are constantly running to and from, even in the house, going from the kitchen to the living room to the room. When we're walking around the house, when we're walking around our workplace, can we move just a little more intentionally? Can we move a little slower? So we're starting to train the nervous system and at the same time train the body that it's okay to slow down. Number 2 is get outside in nature, whether it's just your backyard or you go to the beach or maybe you have a little hike in your neighborhood. Get outside in nature, breathe the fresh air, maybe take your shoes off, walk around barefoot for a little bit, and just start to notice the pace at which nature moves, which is perfectly in its own time and usually slowly, intentionally, and with purpose. And when we start to surround ourselves around nature, we physically, mentally, emotionally start to slow down as well. We're starting to hardwire ourselves for that slower pace. And if you have a really hard time sitting still, resting, allowing yourselves to have moments of relaxation, watch a funny movie, watch a funny show, a comedy, go on YouTube and watch funny fail videos that make you laugh. Laughing starts to train our minds, it starts to train our nervous system and our happy emotions to take the edge off a little bit, to just relax into the moment of being here now and just enjoying the moment. And then from there, once you have your happy laugh, then you can start to ask yourself the questions of what do you need now? How can I serve myself with rest now? The 4th way is by journaling. So not necessarily technically true rest, but when you start to feel maybe those heart palpitations coming in, your mind scattering, that inner dialogue of guilt or shame or just calling yourself lazy for resting, take out a pen and paper and start to journal and just stream of consciousness, just let it out and just see what starts to come up as you notice what happens within your mind and your body and your energy when you start to slow down. And over time, you'll start to pick up some patterns and you might be able to find ways in which you can rewrite new affirmations or new mantras to be able to overcome these moments of self-doubt or self-deprecation when you start to rest. And then finally, the 5th way is by taking some time out for yourself and maybe going on a vacation, going on a yoga retreat, being able to get out of your day-to-day, get out of your daily ritual, get some space from all of your obligations so that you can really start to notice what's important to you. What do you want to say yes to in that moment? And what's great about going on a yoga retreat is that you have a skilled facilitator there able to coach you and support you through that process if you have a particularly hard time resting and moving slower. So those are some of my top tips to be able to start to train your nervous system to slow down and rest so that we can become skillful and artful resters and being able to tap more into that state of being rather than this constant need to perform, this constant need to do and achieve. So this is for you, and please hit subscribe if you liked this video. I would so appreciate it, and share it with any friends that you think might be interested. I'm Kelly from Hello True Nature. Have a beautiful day.